I'm Katie. How are you today? I had a lot of fun doing a live yesterday for the first time on my documented healing here, Substack. So I'm doing it again today. And I was thinking a little bit more about why I enjoy Hi Kurt, what I'm going for when I create my content. And it's really that feeling of like, what? That I have had in the past when somebody else has unapologetically gone off script from what I was trained as like the expectations for my life. For an example, would be as a divorced single mom leaving Mormonism, a part of me really loved myself and got into a healthier environment. But then there was always like the self hatred lingering from partially unconsciously from the way that I was raised for having a tainted record or just not performing femininity the right way and seeking like achievement to fill the void within myself. And that for me came through getting a master's degree in public policy when my children were like 8 months and 2 years old, like going extra hard. Well, over the years, that did not, I mean, that was not totally uh worthless experience, but like who I am now is somebody who's more centered in my artistry, my healing journey, because that's the only area that kind of, when I'm like being expressive and communicating and using my throat chakra, that's when I feel less inclined to do self-harming behaviors that my old socialization, like hating myself, would have seemed like more appropriate. So, anyway, all that to say, my goal with this content is to kind of like rattle a little bit of the norms. And the Inner Child Museum is part of that because, like, maybe I'll scribble, scrabble, and post it as amazing art because it is. Because it is. The standards we've been taught are not what will truly satisfy our souls. And I want to just be in community with others who are seeking to dismantle those patriarchal and capitalistic misery. And meanwhile, living in the United States, where survival is a thing that we need to do, but building relationships and friendships and reciprocity with our Mother Earth, and looking at examples in other parts of the world where things are not as transactional, exploitative, and imagining new possibilities. I was at a meeting last week and I learned about Cuba. For example, one example, Cuba. Like, I didn't know that they had a revolution that enabled them to have a more equitable society and that all their billionaires are really rich people moved to Florida, and that it was because the people came together. I didn't realize that. I'd only heard like really negative things about socialism and communism. Um, and that's what our systems want us to believe. But there's always more to the story. And I also lived in the south of France, and I got to see, like, I mean, in Europe, it's socialism. And, like, yes, you pay a lot of taxes. People don't get as rich, but they have a quality of life. And so I've seen examples of how that works and looks. And it's not the ways that it looks in the ways that we have access to understanding it in most mainstream media and education. So, anyway, this is called Documented Healing. Today's Friday. I have some time in between students. I teach piano lessons, and I bought a wok today at the Korean market. I made some fish tacos, and I walked my dog in this insane heat, and I pruned my garden, and I journaled a little bit, and got on here because I think energetically going live is a good way to reach more people. Like, I don't even know Kurt. Kurt, hi. Like, thanks for listening to my live. Thanks for being here. I don't know if you can interact, but if you do want to put something in here and then we can get to know you, I can get to know you, me and my other personalities attending this seminar. Just kidding. But this is my space. That's my piano. I got a white one because it was cheaper. I have some other pianos. That one hooks up to my computer so I can compose and create the sheet music. This one is for performing and recording, actually. And then I have my little toy piano for fun and just nostalgia. I will hope to see you again in the future, for those of you that are here live and for those of you that see this after it goes up. I hope you're having a great Friday and thinking outside the box more and more.